Oh man, why would you do a great start to a trilogy and then make a disappointing entry in the trilogy?
Yo dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could like join it or something.
Hey everyone, Lucimus Prime here. So it is time for the next review in my Jurassic Park movie review series, and today I'm going to be reviewing what is of course the 5th installment of the franchise and the 2nd installment of the new Jurassic World trilogy. So this film, guys, which I'm going to be reviewing is of course directed by J.A. Bayona and written by Derek Connolly and Colin Trevorrow, who of course directed the first movie of the trilogy, Jurassic World. And this film, guys, of course, the second one is none other than 2018's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So when it comes to this movie, so how was this movie made? So production, of course, began when a sequel, of course, was green-lighted following the success of the first movie of the trilogy of Jurassic World. Filming took place from February to July 2017 in the United Kingdom and in Hawaii, and the film premiered in Madrid on May 21st, 2018, and was theatrically released in the United States on June 22nd by Universal Pictures. The film grossed over $1.3 billion worldwide, making it the third Jurassic film to pass the $1 billion mark, and was the third highest grossing film in 2018 and the 12th highest grossing of all time. The film received mixed reviews from critics who praised the visuals and darker tone, while others criticised the screenplay and for the series had run its course. When it comes to my reaction to this film, guys, so I of course watched this film for the first time on Netflix back in 2020 because when this film first came out, I couldn't see it at the time because I was busy doing exams for school, and also I hadn't seen the other films in the Jurassic series yet properly, so I waited till I'd seen them on Netflix first of all. I watched this, and at first I thought it was good, the movie. You know, I thought it was a good installment in the series, but unfortunately, in rewatches, and especially from last night's rewatch in preparation for this review, I unfortunately think this movie is very disappointing compared to Jurassic World. And I unfortunately regard it as, in my opinion, the second worst of the franchise, but I would gladly watch this over the garbage Richard Jurassic Park 3 for, gladly, because that film, in my opinion, always will be the worst Jurassic movie of all time. So when it comes to this movie, so what is this movie about? So the story once again follows Owen Grady and Claire Dearing as they return to the fictional Central American island of Isla Nublar to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from an impending volcanic eruption, only to discover a mercenary team's ulterior motives to bring them to the US mainland. So that's the basic plot of the movie, guys. So despite me regarding it as my second least favourite in the franchise after Jurassic Park 3, it does still have some good qualities. So, for example, the cast is really good in this movie with what they're given, in my opinion, and the vast majority of the main cast. So, for example, Chris Pratt, of course, is still great as always as Owen Grady. Definitely one of my favourite roles of Chris Pratt, and he played his part really well in this movie as always. And Bryce Dallas Howard, of course, also came back as Claire Dearing, and I think in this film she was a bit more likeable than she was in the last movie she was in my opinion. So I like how she was slightly better in this than she was in Jurassic World. And yeah, they were both really good, and also as well, several of the new characters are also good as well, are played really well. So, for example, I liked, of course, the return of BD Wong once again as Dr. Henry Wu as well in this. Although he unfortunately didn't really appear much in the movie, sadly, but he was still really good what he was given, in my opinion. But personally, what I do prefer his characterisation more in the first film of Jurassic Park, though, of course. That's why I prefer him in. And when it comes to the return of characters, there is also a character who does return, which of course is my favourite character in the franchise, which is Ian Malcolm, and Jeff Goldblum, of course, reprised his role in this movie. Now, while I was very happy to see him return in this movie, There is unfortunately one bad quality I do have with his character though, which I'll get to in bad qualities. And when it comes to other cast members, the new characters are also as well, in my opinion though, I'm not really a fan of the villains, but they all play well better actors, and I did like James Cromwell as Sir Benjamin Lockwood. He was played very well in my opinion by James Cromwell. Although personally, I do like him better in things like, of course, the Green Mile and also Spider-Man 3, among other roles he's been in as well. And also Big Hero 6 too, and many other things he's been in. And, yeah, and also as well, I did also like Toby Jones as Mr. Eversole as well. Although I of course, I would prefer him as Dobby in Harry Potter, of course. And so yeah, when it comes as well to other cast members, I did also though like Isabella Sermon as Maisie Lockwood as well. She was good as her with what she was given, but I feel that her character needed better development, which I'll get to in bad qualities. So, and also as well, other good things besides the cast is also as well, the visuals are really good in the movie. Once again, the CGI for dinosaurs is really good, and I also as well definitely love the music by Michael Giacchino as well, once again. And he definitely does a great job as well adapting John Williams' music as well in this movie, which he did a great job composing, and alongside new themes as well. So yeah, Michael Giacchino is a great composer. And also as well, one thing I do also like about this movie is how it goes for a darker tone as well. That was definitely a nice change. It worked pretty well. It's good to see it doing something new for a change, really, when it comes to a tone. So I like how it made it darker, although unfortunately, though, of course, it didn't really save the movie that much, in my opinion, though. And also, as well, I guess that visuals are also very good, too. Yeah. However, when it comes to bad qualities, so now when it comes to this film, guys, in my opinion, it has a good first act, but unfortunately, it gets boring in the second act of the movie. Because I feel like after the scenes on Isla Nublar as ruins, it just gets really boring, in my opinion, but not as boring, in my opinion, as Jurassic Park 3, though, in my opinion, because of the first act being good and actually worth watching. Because it's very intense, of course, how we're escaping a volcanic eruption and stuff like that. Yeah, it's intense. And the film also has a very heartbreaking moment as well, guys, in which, of course, when they're escaping on the ships from the island, there is unfortunately a dinosaur left behind, of course, which was very sad. And the dinosaur, which of course is there, being left behind as they watch it being engulfed in a volcanic eruption, of course, is actually the first dinosaur that Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler and Dr. Malcolm and of course John Hammond, of course, saw in the first Jurassic Park movie. The very first dinosaur they saw, yeah, that was the dinosaur that they saw as they were leaving the island, which is very sad. So yeah, that was definitely a very heartbreaking moment, and Michael Giacchino's music was also very tragic in that scene as well, very sad to listen to as well. But unfortunately, after that scene, it just gets boring, in my opinion, really. And it doesn't really feel like Jurassic World, because a vast majority of the film takes place in a mansion, you know, the Lockwood estate. Like, it just feels pretty boring, really, to be honest. So yeah, I found that pretty boring, to be honest. They should have just called it Jurassic Mansion or something like that, or Jurassic House. That would have been a much better title, because it takes place in a house, not just the world. It just takes place in a house for most of the movie. When it comes to new characters as well, I wasn't really a fan of Eli Mills in this, played by Rafe Spall. Like, I didn't really like him as a character very much, to be honest. And yeah, he kind of annoyed me a little bit in the movie quite a lot in some occasions. I do like Rafe Spall in other roles, though. And I also, as well, did not like Franklin Webb, played by Justin Smith. Like, he was very annoying, in my opinion. Just, like, a part of the film that really annoyed me when I rewatched it last night. Like, he was just a pain to watch. And I also, as well, like I said, I do wish that Maisie Lockwood had better development as well for her character, because the reveal of it being a clone didn't really make much sense, really. It was quite confusing. So yeah, very confusing. And when it comes, of course, to Ian Malcolm, now, while I was happy that he came back in this movie, I really hated how he was hardly in the movie. Because when I found out he was going to be in the movie from the trailers, I was like, oh, look, it's Ian Malcolm, he's coming back, nice. But unfortunately, He's only in about 2 scenes, yeah. Literally at the beginning and the end of a movie. So, like, why would you waste Ian Malcolm like that? Come on. Like, he's my favourite Jurassic Park character of all time, and you have to underuse him like that? Goodness me. And, like, why would you hype us up in the trailers by showing him if he's going to be wasted in a movie? Ridiculous. And literally taking place in courtrooms as well. He doesn't do any action or anything like that. Doesn't get to meet the other characters. So, yeah. What a waste. It was just ridiculous. Thankfully, of course, in Jurassic World Dominion, the next movie, he found would have a much bigger role, thankfully. I was happy about that. And also as well, other bad qualities as well, besides, of course, what I just talked about, is also as well, now, I think the villains of the movie are also pathetic as well, in my opinion. Like, I've already said I wasn't really a fan of Eli Mills or other characters, really, but I think the idea of selling dinosaurs is quite a dumb move, really, because, like, you do know dinosaurs are dangerous. You do know that, right? So why would you sell them? That makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you sell dinosaurs? That's just ridiculous. So, yeah, I think that was a very silly idea, really. Like, a very silly emotive, you know, really. Like, why would you sell dinosaurs? It doesn't make sense. Because they're dangerous creatures, of course. So that didn't really make sense, to be honest. And also as well, not only that, but also, now, what also, I just also as well think that the action scenes in the house are also underwhelming as well, in my opinion. Like, not as good as the first 2 films or Jurassic World's fight scenes, in my opinion, or the action scenes or anything like that. It's just underwhelming, really, and quite boring, really. So, like, Like, if you're going to do, like, a second installment in a franchise, you know, you should try to make it, you know, better. But, unfortunately, this film didn't work for me, to be honest, in that sense. So, unfortunately, after a rewatch, guys, this film, to me, is a bit of a letdown now, compared to Jurassic World, which is really disappointing. So, yeah, it was very disappointing, really is what happened in this movie. Like, an underwhelming second act, really, it just didn't work at all. But, because of the first act, I would definitely watch this over the Jurassic Park 3, though, definitely. And, yeah. And also as well, guys, I also feel this movie also borrows several elements from The Lost World and rehashes them. So, for example, of course, a mansion. And also going as well to ruins of an island as well. And also dealing with a rival organisation as well, like in The Lost World. Only, except compared to The Lost World, this film mostly takes place in a mansion. Whereas, of course, in The Lost World, we only get to see John Hammond's mansion at the beginning of the film, don't we, of course? But yeah, this film, however, I feel borrows elements, and also as well how there's also an old man who is of course ill, being Benjamin Lockwood, just like how John Hammond was also ill in The Lost World. So yeah, a rehash right there, really. So yeah, I do feel that while this film does go for a darker tone, which was what I liked, I feel that unfortunately, of course, it rehashed The Lost World in several areas, which did not work for me, because you shouldn't be doing that for a Jurassic Park movie. You should try to do something different for a change, of course, but unfortunately, this film did not do that. So yeah, this film was just disappointing compared to Jurassic World. So yeah, and yeah, last night's rewatch for me made me realise, you know, why several people didn't like it. I mean, there's some people I know who think it's the worst one of the franchise, and you know what, I can't really blame them, but for me personally, though, I still think Jurassic Park 3 is the worst one to me. I would gladly rather watch this over Jurassic Park 3 any day, absolutely. Yeah. So when it comes to what I think of the film, guys, unfortunately now I regard it as a mediocre mess. Not terrible by any means, so that's why I didn't give it a trash talk, because the first act was good, in my opinion, and very intense, but the second act in the mansion is where the film just fell through for me, and it went downhill, to be honest. So when it comes to why I'd give a movie out of 10, well, I don't remember what I gave it on my ranking video back in 2020 when I ranked the 5 films released at the time. I don't remember what I gave it. Probably a high score because I liked it at first, but I think now, though, after last night's rewatch, I unfortunately regard it as mediocre. And also as well, one thing that I also definitely hated when I rewatched it was also the ending. The ending is just absolutely beyond stupid. Really is, because at the end of the movie, of course, the dinosaurs, of course, get released from a mansion. And after that, the dinosaurs then begin roaming the wilderness and the urban areas of the world. So, like, what? That does not make any sense at all. Like, how is that even possible? Oh my god. Just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, the ending was just so dumb. Like, you could tell that they didn't think things through and were writing a good ending for this at all. You can just tell because it just went horribly wrong. So, like, what happened? I really don't know. Yeah, this film was a big letdown compared to Jurassic World and the first two films for me. What a letdown. So yeah, and now, guys, after last night's rewatch, I now unfortunately give it a lower score out of 10 than I used to. I don't think it's terrible by any means, like I said, but it is, however, in my opinion, disappointing. So if I was to give it a score out of 10, I'll probably give it a very mediocre score of 5 out of 10. So yeah. Unfortunately, now, I regard it as very mediocre, and I'm not sure if I want to rewatch it again in the future. I mean, I might do one day, maybe, because like I said, I would rather watch Old Jurassic Part 3 any day, of course. Thankfully, of course, next week I'll be reviewing Jurassic World Dominion, and I'll be watching the extended version as well next week to see how different it is to a theatrical version as well. So, yeah. And that'll be much better for me to watch, because I do like Dominion. I think it's much better than this movie, in my opinion. Much better. And we'll see how good the extended version is too, shall we? So, yeah. So, guys, this is me doing, of course, my review for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Unfortunately, now I regard it as a mediocre mess and disappointing compared to Jurassic World. So, yeah, I would probably, of course, be Jurassic Mansion or Jurassic House, or maybe even Jurassic House Fallen Mansion. Because most of them takes place in a mansion, not in the world. So, yeah. So, you know, drill, guys, be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to let us know in the comments what you guys think of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom in the comments below. Let's see what you guys think of it. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe in the future. If you would like to be a member, you can return using a piece of lads or you can little subscription. And life finds a way.